A very good morning dear students and a warm welcome to maths class. Today in addition and subtraction we are going to deal with the last part of the lesson, that is mixed example, and we are going to solve problem set number 13. So let's begin with the first problem. Okay, now the first problem is the forest department planted 23,078 trees of khair, 19,476 of behda, besides trees of several other kinds. If the department planted 50,000 trees altogether, how many trees were neither of khair nor of behda? Now, what is asked here? Here it is said that a forest department has planted altogether. That means in total, forest department has planted around 50,000 trees. And out of these, some were khair trees, some were behda trees, and some were other plants. So what is asked? It is asked that the some other trees which are there were neither of khair nor of behda. So how we can find? So we can find how there are two methods of solving. Method 1 which I have already dealt with, and method 2 also I have mentioned to you. So we can go by either method 1 or method 2. So we'll go by method 2. That is, first we will add the number of behda and khair trees. Whatever the answer comes, that is the amount, total amount of khair and behda trees, that we will subtract from the total number of trees, that is 50,000, correct? So let's begin and then find out how many trees were neither of behda nor of khair. Fine. So let's start with the writing the data. So this is the data how we are supposed to write, that is supposed to write, that is number of trees of khair were 23,078, okay, and the trees of behda were 19,476. So we have to first add these these two trees and find out what was their total number of khair trees and behda together. Fine. And then whatever answer we are getting, we have to subtract it from 50,000. So let's do it. So you know that 8 plus 6 is nothing but 14. So 14 means carry 1 here. So now 7 plus 7 becomes 14 again, and this one becomes 5, 15. Correct? So 14 plus 1 is 15. Then again carry 1. Now 4 plus 1 becomes 5. Okay. Now 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. Okay, and carry 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 4. Now the answer comes, that is 42,554 were the number of trees of khair and behda. These were the trees of khair and behda. Okay, fine. Now whatever number we have got, that is trees of khair and behda, we have to subtract it from 50,000 because the forest department had planted 50,000 trees. So these were khair and behda, and remaining ones we can find by subtracting it from 50,000. So therefore the next step would be 50,000. Okay, these were total number of trees. Okay, these were total number of trees. From this we have to subtract trees of khair and behda, that is 42,554 to find out. Okay, these were trees of khair and behda. Okay, so we have to subtract from 50,000. We will get the some other trees which are mentioned, which were neither khair nor behda. So let's find out by subtracting. Now since this is 0, we have to borrow from this 0 to here. So this will become, once this we borrow from this one, it will become 10. This will become 9. Again this will become 9. Okay, this will become again 9, because we go on borrowing from every 0, because 0 does not have value. So therefore every time we are borrowing, and actually finally we are borrowing from this number. So we have borrowed from 1 from here. So now this becomes 4. Fine. Now we can easily subtract. Okay. Now 10 minus 4 is nothing but 6. 9 minus 5 is 4. Again 9 minus 5 is 4. Okay. 9 minus 2 is 7. And 4 minus 4 is 0. That means these many number of trees were neither of Khair nor of Behda. So we are supposed to write like this now. Write this way, that is 7,446 trees. Okay, these were the trees which were neither Khair nor they were Behda. Okay. Now, as you know, since it is a word problem, you need to always write a statement finally. So, let's write the statement here. Therefore, 7,446 trees, okay, were neither Khair nor Behda. Okay, students. So this is the first problem from problem set number 13. Okay, I hope so you have understood this. It is very simple. You have to just think practically. Let's go for the second question now. Okay, students. So next question is a city has population of 37 lakh 4,926. So there is a city, and in that city this much is the population, and you know in population means all the number of people who are staying there, whether they are adults or even the small children. So here it is given, if this includes 11,24,069 men. Okay, so there in this city how many men are there? There are 11,24,069 men and 10,96,478 women. Okay, so these were the number of men and women. So remaining one will be who? The children. Okay, so let's see the question. So here it is asked, what is the number of children in the city? Okay, so again here you can use the method 1 and method 2. Again, since method 2 is very simple, we will use a method 2, that is by first adding and then subtracting from the total number. So first what we have to add? We have to add the number of men as well as women, and then whatever number we are getting after adding, that number we have to subtract from the total number of population, which will give us the number of children in that particular city. So let's write the data first and then try to solve. So we have to write what? We have to add total number of men, total number of women. We will get the total number of men and women together, and this we have to subtract from 37 lakh. Fine, 4,926. Fine, so let me write the data. So here 11,24,069 were men and 10,96,478 were women. Now we have to add these two and then we have to subtract from the total number of population. Fine. So 9 plus 8, everybody knows that it is 17. Correct? If you don't know, you have to practice these combinations of numbers, as I have mentioned previously also. So 9 plus 8 is 17. So carry 1. Now this becomes 6 plus 1 7 and 7 plus 7 is 14. Okay. So carry 1 again. Now 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay. Now 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Carry 1. So this becomes 9 plus 3 or 9 plus 1 is 10 plus 2 is 12. Carry 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 0 is also 2. Okay. And 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 again. So the total number of men and women together were around 22,20,547. So let's write these. These were number of men and women together. Okay, they were men and women together. Now we have to subtract this amount or this number from the total population. Okay, so the total population of the city was 37 lakh 4,926 was the population. Okay, total population of the city. Total population of the city. From this we have to subtract the number of men and women, that is equal to 22,20,547. Fine students, now we have to subtract. Okay, so now when this is 6 means less than 7, so we have to borrow 1 from here, so this will become now 16. So you have to write here like this 16, and this now once you take one borrow 1 from here, this will become 1, correct? Now 16 minus 7 is 9. Okay, now this is 1 and this is 4. Again 1 is less than 4, therefore we have to borrow from 9 from this side, and this will become now 11. This will become 8. Fine. Now we can subtract easily from from 11 we can subtract 4. So 11 minus 4 is nothing but 7. Okay. Now here it is 8 and this is 5. So 8 minus 5 becomes 3. Okay. Now 4 minus 0 is 4. Any number by subtracting 0 from any number, that number always remains. Okay. Now here this is 0 which is less than 2. So that means we have to borrow from 7, and this once you borrow from 7, this will become 6. This will become 10. So 10 minus 2 is nothing but 8. 6 is greater than 2. So we can easily subtract. That is 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. And now 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. So the total number of children in that particular city were 14,84,379. So these were number of men and women together, and these were number of children in the city. Okay, so these were the number of children in the city. So according to the question, we have to frame the statement now. Now what will be the statement? What is the number of children in the city? So then you can either write the number of children in the city were 14,84,379, or you can say 14,84,379 were the number of children in that particular city. So we will write the statement, whichever you find easy you write. Okay, so I will write this way. The number of children in the city were, the number of children in the city were 14,84,379. Okay students, so these were the number of children in that particular city. So this is your second question. Now we will go for the third one. Okay, so the third question is like this. The management of a certain factory had 25,40,600 rupees in the labor welfare fund. From this fund, 12,37,865 rupees were used for medical expenses, and 8,42,317 rupees was spent on the education of the workers' children, and the remaining money was put aside for a canteen. So how much money was put aside for the canteen? So it is the same problem, similar type of problem how we have solved the first two. You can add first and then subtract from the total number. So here the total number is 25,40,600 rupees, which the management had put in a particular factory, out of which 12,37,865 rupees was spent on medical expenses of the workers. Okay, as well as 8,42,317 rupees was spent on the education of the labor's children, okay, workers' children. So whatever was remaining was spent on the for the canteen, okay. So that much we have to find out. So what we can do, first we can add the two numbers, that is the one which was used for the medical expense and for the welfare of the or for the education of the labor's children, okay, or workers' children, fine. And whatever is remaining, that we will subtract, whatever amount we are getting, that we will subtract from the total expense what was spent on by that management, okay, of the factory, fine. So let's write the data. Okay, so the data is rupees 12,37,865 were spent on medical expenses of the workers, and 8,42,317 rupees were spent on the education of workers' children. So from the labor fund, fine. So now we have to find out what was the total amount of this. Always remember, see, this is 8 lakh, so it is coming in the place of 1 lakh. This is 12 lakh, which is having even 10 lakh place. So see that you will put this 8 under 2 and not here. Remember this, students, because most of you make this mistake while adding and the answer comes wrong. So that is why you have to pay even attention to placing the digits one below the other properly. So let's begin now addition of these two. So 7 plus 5 is equal to 12, carry 1. 6 plus 1 is equal to 7, plus 1 is equal to 8, fine. 8 plus 3 is equal to 11, carry 1. 7 plus 1 is equal to 8, 8 plus 2 is equal to 10, carry 1. Then 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is equal to 8, 8 plus 2 is equal to 10, carry 1, 1 plus 1 is equal to 20. So this was the amount which was spent on both medical expense as well as on the education of the workers' children. Okay, so you can write like this. This is medical expense plus and education. Okay, medical expense and education of the workers' children, fine. Now we have to subtract this from the total amount spent on the labor welfare fund. So that was around 25 lakh, okay. So that was around 25 lakh. I'll write little down because we have to subtract it later on. So 22 lakh, 25 lakh 40,600 rupees. Okay, so this was 25 lakh 40,600 rupees was the total amount, or the total amount which is spent on welfare fund, okay, workers or labor welfare fund. So from this we have to subtract this, that is 20 lakh 80,182. So let's subtract rupees 20 lakh 80,182. After subtracting, you will get the answer or the money which was spent for canteen. So let's see. So this is your medical expense and education. Okay, so this was the medical expense and education. Let's try to subtract now. So here this is 0, and 0 does not have value, therefore we have to borrow from here. So this becomes now 10, this becomes 10 minus 1 becomes 9, this becomes 5. Okay, now let's try to subtract. 10 minus 2 is 8, 9 minus 8 is 1, 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, now here we have not borrowed anything, correct? So this is 0, and 0 minus 0 is 0. So there is no need to borrow any number because both are zeros, and 0 minus 0 is always 0. So now this 4 is less than 8, therefore we have to borrow 1 from here. So this will become now 14, this will become 5 minus 1, 4. So 14 minus 8 is nothing but 6, 4 minus 0 is 4. Okay, when 0 is subtracted from any number, the answer remains the same, that is 4. Now 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so 4 minus 0 is 4 and 2 minus 2 is 0. So what is the answer now? We are getting 4,60,418 was spent on canteen. Okay, so this money was put aside for canteen. So you can write like this. Now you have to write the statement according to the question asked. So the question asked is, how much money was put aside for the canteen? So you can write 4 lakh, you have to write rupees. Okay, always remember this is rupees. Rupees, see 0 is there before. So 0 does not have any value when it is placed in front of the number. I have mentioned to you before also so many times. So now what is the total amount? 4 lakh. Okay, so 4 lakh rupees, 4 lakh 60,418. Okay, don't forget to put the commas because this commas helps you in reading the number. Okay, so rupees 4,60,418 was put aside for canteen, for the canteen. Okay, for the canteen. Okay, students, so this is regarding the third question. Now it's your duty also to solve one question, okay, for your homework. So what I do is that only one question is left. That question you have to solve on your own, okay, for your homework. Okay, students, so I hope so you have understood all these word problems what we have solved now. You have to watch the video to see how the problems are solved, and accordingly you will be able to solve the last problem, and it is also the similar type, so you'll be able to solve it easily. Only thing you need to know about how addition is done, how subtraction is done. Okay, students, so thank you very much.